segment we like to call our Feature Friday.
I started drawing first when I was 6 years old, once I was watching Dragon Ball Z. It just happened one random morning. I use a lot of like Afrocentric characters as well. So I definitely want to be recognized as like more of like a Black character artist. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how it works, you know. So you gotta have a lot of patience in this medium.
Fly me to the moon.
Hey everybody, welcome to Feature Friday from Next Art Studios. We're featuring Jamie Marcelle this week. He's an artist and animator. Hey, open for commissions, right everybody? I know a lot of people's checks just hit. You know, you guys are gonna be seeing a lot more of the artwork and all of that. So it's definitely a pleasure to have you on the platform. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So introduce yourself a little bit, just let everybody know.
As you mentioned, I'm Jamie Marcelle, 29 years old. Birthday is actually in like 3 days, so I'm like at the big 3-0.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. I'm an animator, I'm an artist, I do digital character design. I was born and raised in Chicago. My parents are from the Caribbean. And I've been doing animation since around 2009. And then since then, I'm working on a lot of character designs and digital art and stuff.
We're gonna kick it off with a surprise question, just to kind of break the ice. If you could be animated as a villain in any cartoon, what cartoon would it be?
Wow, that is definitely quite a surprise. You know, I'm trying to think of in terms of the villains I respect the most. You know, I really like Stain from My Hero Academia. Be recreated like him, you know, just with the same bandana and lacking of a nose, but with dreads. That is my favorite villain because he isn't just like, you know, you're cut and dry. Hey, I'm just here to destroy the world and watch everything burn. You know, he actually has an ideal and he has a purpose, and he operates off that ideal first, even if it means not being like your traditional villain. What would I do to spoil their plot? Just slaughter Midoriya. There you go. And then the series would end and then the credits would roll early. No season 3, sorry guys.
That's it. That's my hero for you folks.
But he respects Midoriya.
It wouldn't be Stain if he did that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, I would probably still go off his own idea, you know, just take down the villains that or the heroes that don't have much respect. He's so good that I can't even think of anything original that I will do. I'll just go on what he's doing.
Let's jump into the actual interview questions.
Sure.
What made you passionate about really like embarking on your journey as an artist and an animator? What went from like, oh, that's cool seeing people do it, to like, yeah, I want to learn this?
I feel like that happened simultaneously. So I started drawing first when I was 6 years old, once I was watching Dragon Ball Z. It just happened one random morning where my older sister just pulled me from my room and just like pushed me in front of this TV screen and said, hey, look at this is really cool. And it was just like the first episode of the Saiyan Saga where just like Goku and Raz are fighting. Now seeing them getting holes punched into each other and stuff, and me being 6 years old, I was just like, oh, that is awesome. And then honestly, the next day I started drawing my own characters that are like very similar with, you know, kind of like the right triangle eyebrows and the eyes and everything, super glowing powers and everything. It was almost unconsciously, you know, I just had such a huge passion for drawing, and that was the first thing I imitated. I just started doing characters and stories. I started finding an interest in animation, particularly probably around high school when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. How I was going to set a career path. So yeah, it was around then that I was starting to do a little bit of storyboarding. It was first comic design, but then it kind of moved up to storyboarding, and then in college I finally, you know, started learning the process.
Right, it's kind of like the natural progression. It's like just drawing more pictures to more and more pictures.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how it works. You know, it's tons and tons of pictures. So you gotta have a lot of patience in this medium. Oh, some fell back there.
Yep, I knew it was gonna happen eventually.
No
I'm
worries.
doing shameless plugs in our background. I don't know what it is about anime and being like a young kid from Chicago, but yeah, it really like kind of sparks that fire, and everyone has those drawings of their like triangular characters with the weird wrinkly looking clothes.
Exactly.
Dragon Ball Z. Oh,
Yes, that's exactly how it goes. It's its own unique style, and everyone tries to imitate it.
what is your special ability? So as an animator, what would you say kind of sets you apart?
In terms of my special abilities, I did learn in college that I was really good with special effects, you know, dealing with like smoke or anything fluid like that aside from the character animation. I use a lot of like Afrocentric characters as well. So I definitely want to be recognized as like more of like a Black character artist, animator, and have like these Afrocentric themes.
Respect, you know, we need representation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we still don't have enough of that, man.
I know you also do martial arts and karate and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like that also kind of plays into your animation as kind of like an added skill?
Oh, absolutely. I've been taking martial arts since I was like 13, so it's been probably like just like 10, 12 plus years. And that's really helped aid my story building and my animation and the techniques, because I know how that kind of works being as a martial artist, you know, what technique to use, how accurate it is. So it definitely helped me a lot and aided my style a lot.
Yeah, and that's really dope. I'm sure that makes for like animating really cool and realistic looking fight scenes, because it's like, yeah, I know how my leg's gonna move when I kick. It's not gonna be any weird twisting or bending.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna get punched and fly the opposite direction.
Yes, I understand the physics, thankfully.
In every hero's journey, there's usually a point where they meet some sort of mentor. What would you say was maybe a mentor that you met that really helped push you along the way?
The closest I could get to as a mentor was in high school. Around our senior year, what we were doing was, I think, a senior project. And it was some kind of like side project to help us with our career and moving forward. So there was this one guy who was a teacher, but he knew Flash animation. And that's when I just heard of it. I mean, this was back in 2007. So like it was still, you know, Flash was still a little bit new or in his heyday.
Right.
And yeah, he was showing me a lot of how to do Flash and the storyboard, and he showed me a lot in terms of like the kind of animation career and what to expect from it. And then he helped me a lot to build on my storyboards. So it was really neat learning that. Other than that person, I learned a lot from my teachers in college. You know, there are a lot of times, you know, I'll meet them after class, you know, critique on my character designs and stuff, and really help me out. So yeah, I think that mentoring in high school and the teachers in college really helped me move forward.
Do you have any like shadow mentors? You know, maybe people whose artwork you just kind of observed and learned from. Maybe you didn't know them personally.
In terms of motivation, inspiration, you know, I'm surrounded by other artists too. My friend Thomas Cooper, he's also another artist, and he inspires me a lot, you know, to move on forward. And who else? There's a lot of artists I've seen on Instagram, and I'm just like, wow, you know, I'm just gonna save your stuff and inspire me. Another animator that I know of named Kalen, who I went to school with, he has like 12 years of animation experience more than me. He's been doing Flash since he was like a preteen, and he's really amazing. And I definitely get inspired by him as well.
I think it's really cool that like all of the people that you mentioned are really people kind of like in your networking community. Next question is, if you could update the animation style from like one of your old favorite cartoons into a different animation style. For example, we had SpongeBob rebooted with the JoJo animators. What cartoon would you pick, and what style would you want it to be reanimated in?
I gotta think about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? This probably has been done before a couple of times, but I'm going to choose something that was in my childhood that was very action-oriented. Powerpuff Girls, the first Powerpuff Girls. That'll be very neat. And in terms of the style, I initially would go for the Dragon Ball Z, but that'll be kind of like a very odd style transition in my opinion. It's mainly on a muscular male
Powerpuff Girl, Dragon Ball Z.
right. So like, no, let me just go with something softer like Tenchi Muyo, or Sailor Moon. Those would be pretty interesting.
In Hero's Journey, there is an obstacle. Everybody comes across some sort of obstacle. What was maybe like some sort of obstacle that may have came up in your life or with animation that you really had to push through and overcome?
There are definitely plenty. I gotta think of like maybe a main chapter of obstacles. I feel like one of the biggest difficulties was when I just graduated from college back in 2012. I was really excited to kind of jump into a studio job and get a career path going, and then I realized it wasn't really that easy because there's not many studios in Chicago, and the majority of the stuff is in LA, and they mainly do 3D, so it's really hard to get a 2D job. I was focused on kind of just building up money to save up so I could move out and work my way up from there. And it was just a lot of just odd jobs. I did a few freelance projects on and off. But other than that, it was really just trying to work myself up and the beat down.
That's something that a lot of people definitely like resonate with, and that's real. Just keeping that mental fortitude to go through, and like you said, just taking it day by day, even if it's a small step. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. All right, the triumph. So what would you say would be one of your personal successes, or something that you've been really proud of being able to do?
It's like right behind here.
Hey.
Yeah, this one here I got at my first film festival.
Nice.
Yeah, big screen, outstanding achievement in cinema. So looking back at that, I feel really happy that it definitely got somewhere.
Right.
And I feel proud to finish a film. And it's like what my teacher said. He said finishing a film is a success. Finishing an animated film is a miracle. There's definitely some sort of enjoyment, or there's some sort of like release when you try to keep on going despite your setbacks.
Right.
And if you have any other projects or anything as an artist, if you feel down, just forget about that and keep going, no matter what. Like, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel at that time, but if you keep pushing forward, even if it looks like you're blind, you're gonna see it.
We're pretty much wrapping up with this interview. At the end of the hero's journey, there's a return home, and in that return, the hero has lessons that they've learned. So what would be some of the lessons you say that animation has taught you?
One of the things that I've learned is, in terms of career paths, the world is always changing. So what you're interested in when you're 18 doesn't mean that you're going to have that same amount of success when you're 26. So there are a lot of studios shut down, and the main studio giant just focus on what's cheaper, which is like 3D animation. And I realized that's not going to stop me from building my own craft, because it did have me look inside myself and realize, well, why am I doing this? Is it really just to get into a status, into a career, and then get into a studio and I feel good about it? It's like, no, I really just wanted to animate and make my own stuff. So I'm going to keep on doing that. It's not that I don't want to get into a studio at all anymore. I still would love to get into Adult Swim. That's the first loophole there. But meanwhile, I'm focused more on my independent and freelance stuff. I feel like that can help a lot of other animators in the future to think about, like, why do you want to do this? If things don't turn out to plan, would you still be doing this craft? So definitely put perspective into me.
Our last surprise question. And if you had an unlimited amount of anything except for money, what would it be?
Other than money, the other valuable thing would be time.
I had a feeling that you were going to say that. I'm curious to hear how you would manipulate your unlimited time.
I am extremely goal-oriented, so I like to do projects that take a long, long time. And I feel like, we don't have enough of that. Definitely not, especially, being in a society where, where we have to work most of the time, just to continue our standards of living. I would love to have more time just to work on my craft. Absolutely. I wouldn't go as far as like unlimited for that. I feel like, once if things just happen forever, you don't really value it. I'll definitely have a lot more, let's just double the time.
Do a hyperbolic time chamber.
Exactly.
I'm gonna come out with the animation.
3 days of their time, 3 years my time, and they're only gonna get like 30, like a minute and a half. That's all they get for all the time. It's a really long process,
Right. Thanks again, Jamie. We really appreciate you taking out the time for doing this Feature Friday. Everybody, you want to shout out any of your social medias or links?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for having me. For one, you can follow me at Jamie Judicious at Instagram, and then you can also go to my website, jamiemarcelle.com.
We'll catch you guys next time.
All right, thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm not gonna actually hang up though.
Okay.
I was just saying that so I could pause the recording.